It's okay, baby. You know I never will betray you. I'll never leave you. Oh, hey, cats. What's happening? Yeah, just a little clowning around this morning. But yeah, it brings me to the discussion of how much do you love your motorcycle? How much do you love your Harley? How much do you appreciate it so much that you could not give it up? You know, there's people that have had the same motorcycle through their whole life. They just can't give it up. I'm one of those guys. I still have my 1973 Yamaha 175 CT3. It sits down in the basement and collects dust. And I think that one day I will pull it out of there, bring it up here in the man cave, put it up on my lift, and start working on it and restore that thing back to original condition. That's my dream someday. Problem is right now I just don't have the time to put into it, but could I get rid of that? Obviously not, because I still have it. Now, I did also have stored in the basement of the house. It was no easy process to get it there, but I had my Yamaha down there too. The one that I spent many, many years riding. And the purpose was, again, to work on that, and that was before I had this man cave. The basement was the only warm place I had to work. So a buddy of mine and we wrestled it down the stairs into the basement and got it set up there where I could work on it. And I started working on it, but then never finished the project. And eventually a guy that I worked with, he pleaded and begged with me. He wanted that bike so bad. He wanted to take the engine as a twin-cylinder Yamaha, and he wanted to rephase the engine so that the pistons would work on a different cycle by putting a different cam in it and stuff. Way more of a process than I would ever have wanted to get into. But nonetheless, he begged me for it, and I finally sold it to him. He came over and took it. He took it back to his place and he worked on it extensively. And he pretty much turned the whole thing into this Yamaha into a British bike. I mean, you couldn't tell the difference side by side that unless you really were an expert at knowing, you know, the difference between the Yamaha and a Triumph. It was pretty cool how he did it. I mean, original British paint job and the whole thing. I don't know what he ever did with the bike, but do I miss the bike? No. Did I want to give it up? No. But I guess I'm glad at this point that I gave it to him and he was able to do something with it. I bought this bike though, and it has taken me so many places on so many adventures through years of sitting in that saddle, meeting people, seeing things, experiencing things that you couldn't even imagine. It's been up over the mountains, it's been down through the valleys, it's been across the rivers, it's been in the east, it's been to the west, and I've shared that saddle with it nonetheless. It's given us many pleasurable days of riding with the love of my life, my wife. We can enjoy just going out on a Sunday drive, or we could go on a big run, a big club run, or a poker run, or some kind of biker event. We've been to many on this bike. So yeah, there's a lot of memories there. And then as I told you before, there's almost nothing on this motorcycle, this 1999 Fat Boy, that's original. Everything from the fenders, the gas tank, the seat, the saddlebags, the pipes, the floorboards, everything has been changed on it. So very little of it is original other than the engine and the frame. And I haven't done a whole lot to the engine because that Evo motor has just purred like a kitten, and I don't have any trouble with it, so I'm not going to mess with it, other than just keeping it under regular maintenance, you know. Probably the most major thing I've had to do is replace the starter in there, which is kind of a project, but, you know, we did it. It wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, I've got a lot of attachment to this motorcycle. Now, do I love this motorcycle? I guess in terms of liking it, yeah, I love this bike. But in terms of endearment, no. It's really just like anything else I own. It's a piece of steel with some leather attached to it and some plexiglass. That's all it is. It's a motor. It breaks. It ain't gonna last forever. It doesn't have a heart and a soul. It could leave me stranded somewhere. It could make me frustrated. It could kill me. So, but still I can't give it up. Now there's those guys that can give up their bike on a heartbeat. I mean, there's guys that'll buy one bike after another, or sell theirs and go buy another one, sell that one, go buy another one. And it doesn't bother them one bit. But there's other guys that have a whole collection of motorcycles from the one they had when they were a kid all the way up to, kind of like me, but yeah. Okay, right now I got the two bikes. I got the dirt bike and this one. I don't have anything else laying around here. Wife won't tolerate me having a junkyard or things that I'm never going to use again. And I'm thankful that she tolerates me keeping the Yamaha in the house. And I really do have good intentions. It's a cool little bike, and then it would be neat to get it going again. So, yeah. What do you guys do? I mean, do you get attached to your bike where you can't get rid of it? Or is it something that's just, I could sell it tomorrow. I hate the thing. It doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I enjoy riding, but as far as the bike goes, I can get another one tomorrow and I won't have any big attachment to it. Yeah. Well, the other thing is, too, that, you know, I put a lot of money into this bike. I put a lot of work into this bike. And it's like building something, creating something different. Yeah, it's just a motorcycle, but it's different from anybody else's motorcycle. And it's something that I have personalized through the years. So for me to go out and buy another bike, whether it be a used one or a brand new one, I'm looking at a mountain full of money because I'd want to personalize it my own way. I would not want a stock paint job. I wouldn't want the stock accessories. All that stuff's got to go. I gotta make it mine, you know. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are like that too. Hey, you know, that reminds me too. I had a buddy, really good riding buddy. I mean, we rode a lot, all over the place. He had two bikes. He had a Road King and then he had a Shovelhead. And we really enjoyed riding together because we were like two peas in a pod. We knew exactly what the other one was doing all the time and what was expected on the road. And, you know, we knew each other's signals and we kind of had the same interests. So, you know, we liked to ride together. And we did a lot of riding together. Just like that, he decided, sold his Road King and sold his Shovelhead. If I could have afforded it, I would have bought that Shovelhead. Of course, that would have made problems down the road because then he would have wanted to buy it back off of me or something like that. So let it go. But needless to say, he sold both of his bikes. He's never bought another bike since. And he doesn't ride anymore. I think he decided to just call it quits. But even if I couldn't ride anymore, I mean, my thought is, well, I can't give this bike up. I just can't let it go. I'll give it to my son. Yeah, I'll pass it down to my son. Well, that would be fine, but I don't think my son has a big interest in riding and riding a Harley either. He's got a family, he's got children. So, yeah, what else do you do with it? Are you pass it on to one of my grandkids? I don't know. I don't know what'll ever happen to it, but personally, I cannot get rid of it. I can't. It's something I just could never give up. So there you go, cats. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We'd love to have you on board. We do a lot of talk about motorcycles, but we'll cover just about anything. Camping, eating, cooking, things my wife and I like to do together. We might even talk about our health situation here and there. Just keep you posted on that. So appreciate all your support, and hey, until next time, cats, ride hard and die free.